did you think of Garrett Richards today?
Thought he was great. I thought he got stronger as the game went on, and I think it showed the way he was kind of mowing them down. I thought he had command of all his pitches. Not being able for him to give up any free bases with the walk, and he had the strikeout pitch going. I thought fastball to both sides of the plate. His slider was as sharp as we've probably seen it this year, and I thought he did a good job of getting the curveball into play to keep him off balanced as well. I thought it was a great outing for him, and even more impressive, even after the first and where they scored their runs early. I think probably some missed bounce balls or gave up some extra 90 feet in there. And for him to, pick us up that way and keep us in the game and minimize the damage against a really good hitting team, it was well needed.
Yeah, you had the error with Moreland, but it seemed like there were some maybe outfield issues. Was it the grass or was it just some blunders? What would you call it?
Maybe a combination of both. I know, I think Profar kind of slipped there to start the game and probably gave up an extra 90 feet. And, he may have shut down on the play a little bit because they called catcher's interference on the play. And I think the ball had some side spin and it, kind of kicked down the line or towards the line and he got his feet crossed up. And I think the same thing out there, with Will, whether he overran it a little bit or the ball kicked. But I think the main thing is, the way the pitchers picked us up today. And, it was just a great team road trip, honestly. Had a lot of different departments contributing and picking one another up. So it's a good way to finish the trip.
Yeah, you took 6 of 9 on this trip. So overall, you also had all the trade stuff in the middle of it. Are you happy with how you guys kind of handled this whole few weeks here?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, no matter what happened today, I think it was going to be a good road trip. But I think being able to win this series and finish on a winning note, and to your point, to go 6-3 on the road trip with the trade deadline going on, So I guess in short, it's it's a great way to finish up. Our guys have been battling. Long game today. I thought the pace of the game at times was a little bit slow, and it was hot out there. So we're gonna have to, the men are gonna have to jump in the cold tub and get on the plane. But they've been incredibly resilient and tough, and we'll get some rest and get ready for a nice home series.
Thanks, Jayce.
Next, go to Kevin Nicey.
Jayce, you haven't had consistent starting pitching like you have here on this trip. I wonder what that might mean to you to have guys sustain this.
Well, you hope we're starting to hit the stride at this point of the year, and hopefully we can build momentum going into our most critical and important phase or stage of the year. So we got to continue to hope, pray for good luck or for good health is what I'm trying to say with those guys. Our training staff and everybody has been doing a good job of keeping the guys healthy. The guys are doing a good job at taking care of their arm care and doing everything in the weight room. So we got to continue to get good breaks there, and we've got to be incredibly disciplined about how we take care of ourselves. But to your point, I think we got an opportunity to hit our stride, especially with some of the pitching down the stretch, which is going to be the most critical part of the year.
Speaking of that, these series coming up, the two teams trailing you, the team ahead of you. How big are these series?
I think it's easy to look at it, and then it's also just simpler. It's simple math, and our formula, what we talked about getting into the playoffs, is the same formula that these guys have been raised on in the game. And we go into series and we expect, and we know if we win series that we're going to be in the postseason. So I don't think anything really changes because of who it is, and it's in division. We all get that, but I think our best playbook is game to game with the goal of winning each series.
Grisham getting hot, pretty big. He had some pretty big hits. Nice timing.
he had a huge series. I got to say, with Damian Easley and Flaherty and the work that they did on his off day, and coming off that off day, he's had to face some tough lefties too in this series. And I think he walked away with maybe it was eight hits. And anytime you have a game, for me, when you get a bunt hit and then you beat the shift, him being able to manipulate the barrel a little bit, I think it's a great sign. He sees the ball well. He's got good hand-eye coordination, and obviously we know he can hit it over the fence and fill some gaps. But I just love the way and how he got on base today and helped set the table for us. And maybe as big as Tatis's 2-run homer, I think Grish saw the shift and hit one to shortstop where they weren't, and then next thing against McFarland, who's a tough sinker ball lefty. And then obviously Tatis, hit the 4-iron to right center, and that was huge.
Next we go to Ben Higgins.
I like the golf reference. That's good. Now it's been a week. How would you assess the impact of the trade deadline guys on the team, both on the field, chemistry, off the field, just kind of versus what you're expecting, what the reality's been?
I think as far as expectations with this group, knowing these guys and knowing their personalities and their drive to win, I'm not surprised at all how quick everyone's gelled and just been a part of it. And I think it's a combination of two things. We've had a great group of core players here. They've opened their arms, welcome, and you bring in guys with tremendous character and makeup, and it's been a really smooth transition. We still got things to work on. There's no doubt about it. But as far as the chemistry, the cohesiveness, I'm excited where the energy in that clubhouse, the dugout, and the field. Very excited where the overall chemistry is for sure.
And just logistically, how does it work with all those guys coming back to San Diego now, where they weren't when you left for this road trip? I mean, team put them up in a hotel, or what do they do now?
We're so blessed to have the best travel secretary in the game in TJ, and he probably doesn't get enough credit. But if you ask these guys off record, the MVP of everything that goes on, it's certainly TJ. And so, I mean, you think about the logistics of all the moving pieces and how smooth him and his staff got everybody in there, and he's as top notch. I think, Larry's been in the game, I can't tell you, maybe 50 years, 40 some, and he's told me several times TJ's the best he's ever seen in the game on that side, and he's been around some great ones.
AJ Cassimo.
Jayce, I'm running out of Fernando Tatis questions to ask you, but how impressive is just the opposite field power that he has in his game?
If you weren't to watch, the swing and you just saw the ball flight, you'd think a left-handed, power hitter pulled it to right field, right center, and that's the trajectory. And for him to do it to the right side, I mean, we've seen him do it a couple times this year, but it's special when you're able to go oppo, and soon as off the bat, it's gone. Usually when guys go, middle oppo, you're running back hoping that it's got just enough, and but with him being able to do it, it instantly when he clicks it.
Any update on Campusano? Do you know when we might be able to expect him back?
Well, when our doctors get their eyes and hands on him when we get back. But, right now we had to put him on the IL. But we'll say this, if he continues to progress and make the same progression that he had from last night to tonight, we feel confident that over a couple days, we should be close to 100%, and he should have an opportunity, if things go well, to be able to get some at-bats, to get some reps, maybe on the practice side, and then come back fully healthy down the stretch. So that's what we're hoping for.
Kevin Acey.
This was just a chance to give Haas a day down and Does it seem like Moreland might be pressing, or does he just happen to be not playing so well at the start with the new team?
Well, yes, it was an opportunity to get Haas off his feet for the first part of the question. I would say, if anything, with Mitch, maybe at the plate a little jumpy, a little anxious, but we have very few concerns that he's going to anchor in, get a little bit heavier feet, let the ball travel, and back it up. We feel good, and I think the exciting thing is when that happens and we continue to swing the bat as we are as a team, he's going to come up with some big at bats for us. We know that, and just his overall presence right now, you feel good. You feel he's very dangerous in the box right now. Just hadn't had maybe some of the results that I know he wants right off the bat, but that doesn't mean that's not coming.
It's only been 3 for Rosenthal here, but Pomeranz is as locked in as a reliever gets, it seems like. To have the 2 back-end guys finally, what does that feel like as a manager?
Well, I thought when Garrett was able to go 7, then it lines up for Pom and for Rosie, and you start looking around, and I kind of sit back, with Larry and Skip and Bobby and the crew, and your mind's constantly thinking, and then I'm like, what am I thinking about? There's not any moves to be made, so you're going to ride or die with those guys, and to answer your question, the way they're throwing the ball and the confidence level we as a group have in them, you feel great about it.